Good morning everybody. I welcome you all back. Yesterday we did the ozone depletion and I told you that ozone which restrict to the particular layer which is 50 km above Earth, that is the stratosphere. Today I will do the structure of atmosphere. I already told you it is SEMTE. Troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere, and thermo is also called ionosphere, from where the radio signals are reflected. So now we are coming to the structure of atmosphere. The troposphere is the closest to the Earth, that is from equator it is 12 km, and in here the Mount Everest, clouds and aeroplanes they fly. Besides that, there are water vapors, that is cloud, and most of the weather phenomenon take place in troposphere. Tropopause is this dotted line is the tropopause, which is the transitional zone that separates the troposphere with the stratosphere. Stratosphere is basically the second lowest layer of the Earth atmosphere, that is up to the 50 km. It contains ozone layer that absorb UV rays and also called Ozonosphere. And this part where the ozone is most concentrated is called Ozonosphere. And stratopause, like thermopause, there is a stratopause, and which separates the stratosphere with the mesosphere. So these are basically, then we have after stratosphere we have the mesospheres. The temperature decreases with the increased altitude in mesosphere, and after mesosphere, which ranges from 50 to 80 km, we have thermosphere, which from 80 to 700 km, and here also the temperature varies, but the 80 to 500 km there is a layer called ionosphere, and it is the from ionosphere that these radio signals which are projected from the Earth, they reflect back. So these are the radio signals which are reflected from the ionosphere, and then we have the thermopause, which separates the thermosphere with the exosphere. Exosphere, where the all satellite they will move. Besides that, there are two phenomena like aurora borealis, that is northern lights, and aurora australis, that is southern lights, that occur in the exosphere. So this exosphere is 700 to 10,000 km, and this is the structure of atmosphere we did. So I also revised yesterday what is pollution. Pollution is defined as the presence of extraneous material in a particular environment. If it is air pollution, it is air environment. Then tomorrow I will do the water pollution, then I will add here water environment. So definition will remain same. The other type are, the first is the primary pollutant. When such pollutants never change their form, they remain in their form. Carbon monoxide I have given, but today I will also add one, that is carbon dioxide. And this carbon dioxide plays important role. Secondary pollutant, that is photochemicals called PAN, ozone we did yesterday. Then we have the quantitative pollutants, the substance which are already present in the environment but are termed as pollutant when the concentration increases, like cutting of forest, which act as a sink or to the carbon dioxide, result in the increase in the concentration of carbon dioxide, and it results in the global warming, as I already told you, trap the heat. So today I will start the greenhouse effect, which we call it global warming. This is a very important concept, and I already told you yesterday also when I was doing the ozone depletion, I will explain this. So before starting it, I will tell you some basics of this. First, what is the greenhouse effect? So with definition, the greenhouse effect or global warming is the name given to the phenomenon of entrapping heat due to the atmospheric pollution, particularly carbon dioxide, right? This is defined as raising of temperature by allowing solar radiations to pass in, but preventing long wave heat radiation to pass out due to the presence of this blanket. And this blanket, this blanket, this allow the solar radiation to come inside, right? Because of this blanket, these solar radiation, they don't pass out of the atmosphere, they are reflected back as infrared, and this blanket is made up of carbon dioxide, N2O, This is chlorofluorocarbons, methane. So now I will tell you what are these gases. These are basically called greenhouse gases. We call it GHG small s. First, we are coming to the carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, I have already told you, because of deforestation, the trees which act as a sink, they are less, so carbon dioxide concentration increases. And besides, the other culprit are automobiles, car, scooter, bus, truck. They will provide the carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide, it will accumulate above the atmosphere and forms a blanket, or we can say glass pan, that is in temperate countries the greenhouse in which trap heat so that the plants will survive during the snowy conditions. And second is the factories which are coal fertilizers. They release nitrous oxide, and this nitrous oxide also accumulate above in the layer I already told you, that is blanket. And then we have the fridges, refrigerators, ACs, which give the chlorofluorocarbon, which is also we did in exceptionally detail yesterday in the ozone depletion, and this chlorofluorocarbon also accumulate here. And then rice fields, sheep, cattle and dung, they release methane. The rice fields, how they release methane is the rice fields, they take the methane from the damp condition or from the soil, clayey condition from outsides of, and accumulate them, and then it is transpired to the atmosphere and it accumulate here as a methane, right? So these are the gases, and I just want to tell you about these gases. See, this is their concentration. Carbon dioxide form 55. It also increases, I already told you, due to deforestation. Then we have CFC 24% and methane, that is 15. Methane which comes from the rice fields is 15, but it is more dangerous than carbon dioxide because methane absorb 8 times more than carbon dioxide the heat radiations. So if we multiply, then it comes to be 120%, which is more than 100. So methane is more dangerous, and besides that, the rest, that is 7 to 15, is the N2O. So here I also want to tell you that according to the data available, 2.8% of global carbon dioxide warming is caused in India. The global warming, the main culprit is the carbon dioxide, and besides them there are the nuclear reactors, and methane is, I already told you, methane, chlorofluorocarbons, they also applies for this. So now they accumulate here, and they allow the solar light to come inside, but they don't allow it go back, and they are reflected as infrared rays. And what they did, they caused the global warming, and the temperature increased from 2 to 8 degrees centigrade. And here we have the Antarctica polar ice caps, and these polar ice caps, they melt, increasing the level of the sea level, right? And to save themselves from this, the Maldives, they borrow a loan from World Bank for constructing 9 feet wall around them, but they can't survive. और विश्वास पात्र सूत्रों से मेरे को पता लगा है, now after some years Bombay will also meet the same fate, and Bombay industry will come to Chandigarh. So you should be ready for not lead roles, character roles. So this is the grave situation. We should be very much on toes to prevent it. It is not that it is done, but if we follow the instructions of government and environmentalists, so this condition will be prevented, and Bombay will not follow suit as the Maldives is following. So hence now we are coming again to the culprits: methane from rice fields, chlorofluorocarbons from refrigerator and ACs, N2O from factories of coal and fertilizers, and carbon dioxide from automobiles, cars, scooter, bus, truck, and they form a blanket which allows light to come inside, and like a greenhouse glass pans, that is why it is also called greenhouse effect, and does not allow them to back. They are reflected back as infrared rays. So global warming is due to the infrared rays, and this question will come. So this is the greenhouse effect, and in India the carbon dioxide caused 2.8% of global warming in India itself. And India only just contribute to it, but it is 2.8% is not a small percentage. So we should refrain from this. And I already told you yesterday also, driving a car in morning, N2 is released, that from nitrous oxide, then nitrogen dioxide, that combines with the ozone which is in stratosphere. But when it comes to the troposphere, it is a secondary pollutant because it combines formed by the combination of oxygen with the nascent oxygen which is released by the oxidation of NO2, and hence the ozone at troposphere is a pollutant. So now I am coming to the next topic, that is the acid rain. Very important topic, and this acid rain is coined by Robert A. Smith, and this 1852 word, and it is, Robert Smith is also called father of acid rain. It is the precipitation having pH of less than 5-6, right? Generally 3-5. So basically 5.6 is the normal rain, and from less than from that we have the acid rain, but generally 3 to 5, that is the range. And here what will happen, this is atmosphere, and SO2 which is released from the factories, NO2 also, this react with in atmosphere with water to form H2SO3, and then with nascent oxygen to sulfuric acid, and then HNO3, and this comes at as a rainfall, and these both act also as a haze to the atmosphere. Visibility is reduced, and when it comes, it breaks into H positive and NO3 negative, and it increases the acidity. It first falls on the foliage, and it causes the chlorosis of the foliage. Then chlorosis, you know, is every time followed by the necrosis, and necrosis results in the defoliation. So then besides that, it makes the medium here acidic, and acidic, the water instead of coming up toward the plant will reverse the reverse osmosis, and it results in the killing of the plants. This is the how acid rain behaves. So sulfur oxide and nitrogen oxides are added to the atmosphere. I already told you, through the combustion of the coal, petroleum. As a result of burning of fossil fuels, these oxides get converted to strong acids, sulfuric and nitric acid. These acids are brought down to the earth with rains and bring about a change in the pH of soil, which I already told you, H positive concentration is increased, making it acidic. So petroleum refineries and petroleum and coal combustion produce sulfur and nitrogen oxides. Acid rain cause respiration and skin disease in the human beings. Besides, it causes damage to the foliage. I already told chlorosis, necrosis, and defoliation. This is, I already told you this one, chlorosis, necrosis, and defoliation. Besides that, it also destructs over monuments. It damages the limestone and marble, basically, marble made monuments, not documents. So these are monuments. It converts the calcium carbonate, which is how the limestone is formed. It is under the pressure calcium carbonate formed limestone, to calcium nitrate and sulfate. And this phenomenon is known as marble cancer or stone leprosy, where the calcium carbonate is converted into calcium nitrate and sulfate, and the holes are formed, and this Taj Mahal is getting worse nowadays because of this pollution. Acid rain can be prevented by the low sulfur coal we will use, and tall chimneys, and also we can use the automobiles with the converters like we are using Euro 3, Euro 4. So this is the how we can prevent the acid rain and global greenhouse effect. So very important aspect, these two. And besides that, we did today is the SEMTE. SEMTE is the atmosphere layer, right? Troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and thermosphere. We can take one dot, like this is T, we can make one dot. This is ionosphere, from where the radio signals are reflected back. And the two phenomena like aurora borealis, that is northern lights, and aurora australis, that is southern lights, they are seen in the exosphere. And exosphere, they are separated from thermosphere by means of a thermopause. So these are the basic points which we deal today, and it is an excellent topics, both greenhouse and global warming. And in global warming, as I already told you, what are the consequences of global warming are: first, the snow caps in polar regions will melt and increase the sea level. Sudden changes in temperature may be harmful to the adaptability of ecosystem. Plants' life has been changed, right? Many lakes would dry up and there will be shift in the rainfall and climatic zones, and major cereal crops will give the reduced yield. Now, we will say every time culprit global greenhouse effect, but there is a one positive also to that, that is called carbon fertilization effect, that is carbon dioxide fertilization effect. It is the carbon dioxide fertilization effect which increases the photosynthesis. These are the positive effects of greenhouse, and it increases the photosynthesis, and photosynthesis will increase the yield, right? So this is the positive effect of greenhouse effect, and besides that, it will also increase the productivity of the forests. So greenhouse effect has negative points, right, like ozone depletion, but it has positive points also in form of carbon dioxide fertilization effect. So I hope you must have understood it, and please revise, because ecosystem we have 5 to 6 questions, not in IAS, IFS, UGC, but also in OCT we have 10 to 15 questions. So it is very important, because pollution is very important, and like ecosystem, pollution will also have 10 to 15 questions. So next topic I am taking is the ecosystem, and these topics, they both count for 10 questions at least, and because of these 10 questions, and your standing will come way above 100 people in the merit list of India or region, right? So please revise them, and I have seen that you people are not revising it. So I hope my all hard work will go in vain if you don't revise it. I want you to all to clear all competitive exams which comes into your way, right? So please follow my instructions, see the videos and revise them, right? So try to make maximum out of them, right? If you make maximum out of this time which is available to you, you will be successful. Every time make best of it, right? Thank you. Stay indoors, stay safe. Bye bye.